There are lots of breastfeeding positions out there, but there are some keys that all these breastfeeding positions should have in common to make it comfortable for both mom and baby. I'm going to show you 5 different positions you can use for breastfeeding and the keys to making them comfortable. Let's start with the cradle hold. This is the most common hold that you see moms using with older babies or depicted in literature. It's called the cradle hold because your arm is cradling baby's head and you're breastfeeding on the same breast as that arm. And that's what kind of defines the cradle hold. In order for it to be comfortable and effective for a young baby, it's really important that their hips are facing you and not facing the ceiling. If baby is being cradled this way, hips up to the ceiling, then the baby has to turn their head sideways in order to latch. And this almost always results in a shallow, pinchy, uncomfortable latch, which is understandable. You can try it yourself by turning your chin over your shoulder and then trying to open wide and think about all the mechanics that happen when babies are breastfeeding versus when you're forward, opening wide. It's so much more comfortable. So if your baby is frustrated getting a shallow latch, check their hips first. Turn hips towards mama. Baby's belly button should not be visible because belly button is against mama. And this is true in all 5 of the holds I'm going to show you today. Baby's hips facing mom, belly button not visible. And now in this position, baby's body is all facing the same direction towards me. Baby's hands, ideally, should be one on each side of the breast. This helps them feel where they're at and aim better. Because newborns don't have very good vision, they rely a lot on their hands to tell them where the breast is and where to aim. They like to have one hand on each side of the breast, and then they aim for the middle. If one of their arms is tucked down here, for example, baby's head is now going to flail this way instead of forward towards the breast. So if you feel like your baby's head is flailing around, check their hands first, one on each side. So this is the cradle hold. Now, this position is not always great for newborns. Because they don't have great head and neck control yet, a lot of times they struggle to coordinate getting onto the breast. And so if you have a young baby, a baby that doesn't yet have really good head and neck control, so probably less than 2 months of age, then the position I recommend the most is the cross cradle hold, this one. The cross cradle hold, your arm opposite the breast you're nursing on is holding baby. And just like with the cradle hold, baby's tummy is facing you and their hips are against you. Another thing you can see with this hold that's true of all of them is I'm giving baby really good arm and back support here. My palm is on baby's shoulder blades, and then my fingers are just being used to gently cradle and direct baby's head. In this position, I can really see baby's mouth well. So when I'm getting ready to latch her, I've got a good view of her jaw, and I can wait for her to open really wide. And when she shows me she's ready and she wants to latch, I give her a hug at the shoulders right here to help secure that nice deep latch. I'm not pushing her head because babies have a reflex where if they feel their head being pushed, they arch backwards away to protect their airway. So we don't want to push baby's head onto the breast. We do want to support it and give your baby nice, close, comfortable hold here and help her aim in the right direction until she has good head and neck support. But the hug is coming right here at the palm of your hands on their shoulders. Again, in this position, ideally, hands are one on each side of the breast so baby can aim well. And I'm lining my breast up nose to nipple with baby as my starting position. We don't want to start baby up here, which is chin to nipple. We don't want to start baby way down here, which is forehead to nipple. We want to start baby nose to nipple. Then baby lifts their chin, opens wide, and we hug on. Now, after you get baby latched, you can adjust into a more comfortable position. So right now, if baby is has a good latch, doesn't feel pinchy, then I can recline. I can let gravity assist me now in holding my baby. Gravity is going to press her onto me and keep that nice deep latch. And I can relax my neck and shoulders or put my legs up. And you can make those adjustments with most breastfeeding positions. Next, let's look at the football hold. For the football hold, I recommend having a pillow. Doesn't necessarily need to be a breastfeeding pillow. Any pillow will work. You're going to lay your baby on the pillow on top of your arm. So your arm is under baby, not just the pillow, but kind of pillow, arm, baby in that order. Your hand is still on the baby's shoulder blades. Your fingers on baby's neck behind their ears. Baby's able to get one hand on each side of the breast. And we're still starting nose to nipple. And you can also see here, see how baby's body's facing me? I don't want baby to be facing the ceiling and then have to turn her head to the side to nurse. That's not going to be an efficient and comfortable feed. So even in football position, all those same keys are the same. Facing me, my hands on the shoulders, cradling baby's head, starting nose to nipple. And I know it sounds like a lot when this is your first time breastfeeding and you have a tiny little baby, but it's like riding a bike. Once you know what you're doing and you've practiced it 100 times, it will become second nature, and you won't even have to think about each individual step. Plus, as babies get older, they do develop head and neck control, and they're able to latch themselves without you having to help or even look at what you're doing. You're going to get there, mama. So this is the football position. The next one I want to show you is less common, but can be helpful in certain situations. It's called the Koala Hold. In the Koala Hold, baby's sitting in your lap. If they're older, their legs might straddle this way. If they're younger, they may have their leg in more of a froggy kind of position like this. Whatever's comfortable for your baby and feels the most natural for their posture. And then your hand goes on the shoulder blades, baby's body is facing you, and you're cradling their head. So all of this is the same, and they can feel your breast. And then you may need to lift your breast depending on how it falls, nose to nipple with baby. Wait for baby to root, lick, mouth. When they open wide, you hug your baby deep onto your breast. And you can adjust again in this position. So if you want to recline, feel free. And then finally, there's the laid back breastfeeding position, which sometimes is also called biological nurturing. In this position, you actually start on your back with baby on top of you like this, and you let them self-attach. If it's a young baby, they're probably going to do some head bobbing before they attach as they try to find the breast and secure a deep latch. You can have your hand on baby's bottom. You could be supporting your breast or cradling your baby's head. And it's a bit of a trial and error in this position because the idea with this one is that baby's leading the way. And as long as you're not feeling any discomfort of pinching with the latch, you can let baby find their own technique because all those same things are still true as far as baby's body being positioned against your belly, hips facing you. We're not having to offer baby as much head and neck support because gravity is doing that for us. Gravity is helping baby stay on your body, whereas when you're sitting upright, gravity will pull her away from you, and that's why they need so much help in the upright positions. So try these holds and also watch the videos below. The next videos that I recommend below are real mamas with real babies and some computer graphics that help to make it a little bit more obvious what's going on when you have a painful latch and how to help get a deep latch.